Well, basically, since he's fighting, you fight back. When you quit, when a dog's basically going, you know what, I'm done, I'm checking out, you have to persist. If you stop, get frustrated and quit, what he realizes is, so you want to force it, Peter? You need to call them back. I think it's our next client.
Here. Sit. Sit. Here.
Just take it out there.
Nope.
Put it on speaker so that you can hear.
Pedal.
Okay.
Pedal.
Slow down.
Sit.
Okay. And never cross her. Okay. What you want to do is you need to slow down. People have a tendency to rush through stuff. Since this isn't working for me, I'm going to do something else. The message becomes to the dog is, I can't be right, I can't be right, I can't be right. Pause. Bump. Quiet. Now. Do it.
He is quiet.
I'm sorry?
He is quiet. You want me to do it though?
But it's too late now. You missed the moment. Think. You use one set of, one portion of your brain to look at your dog, and one portion of your brain to function.
What time do you want to use?
I just sent them an email.
10:45?
About 10:45, 11 o'clock.
Okay. Yep, 10:45.
Here.
Okay,
Here.
stop yanking.
Here.
See what's happening? You're not giving him an opportunity where he basically was second guessing the dog. You're not giving the dog the opportunity to succeed at all. Okay? There's a balance. Here's wrong, here's right. Okay? Here's really right, which is where the dog's basically doing it on his own. And the situation where you persist in wanting to have this struggle. Don't do that. When he yanks, don't yank back. Close your fist. Tap him back.
I don't realize that I'm doing that. I feel like I'm just trying to hold my ground with him so he doesn't continue. But it looks like I'm.
Oh,
okay.
there is no look. It is. You automatically resist. You create that opposition
Okay.
reflex. What you have to do,
My
we just,
brain's telling me
this
I'm
was
just
last
doing
week
that.
too.
You're not,
Pockets.
You're not bumping for movement. Yeah, I didn't see you.
Pockets. Okay? Put your hands someplace where you can force them to not move. So in a situation where he's resisting, like he is now, I'm just tapping. This is not acceptable. All right? I don't need to tell him what to do. All right? I'm going to make him figure it out. There we go. He can get off the table if he wants, but guess what? That's not right either. See how I move away from the dog? I don't have to tell him anything. My body tells him everything he needs to know. I think our collar's done. Good, good. Right there. I'll accept that. Took me a minute to get it, but the bottom line is I'm not letting the dog get away with making these decisions for himself. Okay? What you have to remember is the more you fight with him, the more he fights back, which is what landed him here.
Right, right.
Okay?
I don't
So stop
realize I'm
fighting.
doing it.
Stop fighting. Put your hands someplace where you can control them better. And make a conscious effort. Slow down. Okay? Where he needed to speed up, you need to slow down. Alright? So what you want to do is provide an environment where you can see when the dog makes a cognitive decision to be right. Alright? This is not it. See how my leash prevents him from doing what I want? Or from doing what he wants? And I toggle him until he's right. And my hands never move. It's not about this.
My hands are
It's not about
moving.
force.
Okay.
Okay?
They work?
See how that works?
Wow.
Good. I know, you're quitting on us. Here's a little incentive for you. Here's a paycheck. There you go, buddy. Good job. Alright? So when you're holding the leash, you're holding just what you need to control the dog. Okay? Don't allow it to escape. Because then all of a sudden the dog's like, a lot of attitude, I can escape. I can leave. Alright? Up close. Just keep it still. Because when you move, after a certain point, the dog has no choice but to come away. And when he refuses, you bump him with the collar until he moves. Sit. There's my good fella. Now you remember, don't you? Yes. Okay. Now we haven't moved up to about a 14 because I think we're losing collar power. It doesn't have a full charge. So I'm just going to hand you the leash and you need to figure out how to take care of it from here. And creeping up the leash is definitely a step in the right direction, but you need to creep up a little bit more. There we go.
Here.
Good. All right, now tap him back up under the table. Direct leash pressure helps him get there. Drop that hand and don't move to the dog. Move away from the dog. There you go. Good dog. So now he's like, oh God, he's your Okay, see how quickly it happens? You clean up your body language, and all of a sudden they get it. Because this is people. And the dog's kind of going, okay? So if you close down your body language a lot and make your visual cues very clear, the dog gets it right away. Because what we say means nothing. It's what we do. Okay? And when you have a lot of body English, because it's never consistent. That's the big failing with people that try to train their own dogs. It all becomes different. The finger point. You sit. You stay. You lay down. And all of a sudden the dog's going, well, yesterday, I think that meant come here. The day before that, it meant something else. So pretty soon, not only does this become meaningless, it becomes a point of contention, and you create conflict. Because then when you go to correct the dog, he's thinking, that ain't the signal that means sit. You see how that works? So it's easier to teach yourself to give no physical cues except side-to-side movement, retreat movement, and advance movement. Okay? Carry on.
Here. Sit. Sit.
No. Do not accommodate the dog. Opposition land, remember? You never go to meet the dog because he's sitting. Remember, you're 6 o'clock, he's 12 o'clock. You want to line up. Okay? If he's pointing at your 5 o'clock position, you're jumping to meet him. What you want to do is you travel to your 7 o'clock position and force him to come to you. Make sense?
I thought I did that.
No, you did not.
I really didn't.
Trust me.
No, I do. I'm just saying I thought.
I did the same thing. I take a step to try to align with him.
Right, and you don't. You don't want to accommodate the dog. And there's two reasons why. One, because we are trying to teach him to have the presence of mind to make a decision. The command here is a very specific command. It means be here and look me in the face. Okay? So if he realizes that you're just going to accommodate him, it's not so much that, he's going, well, I win this one. What happens is it doesn't teach him the value of the lesson. Okay? Because this one exercise right here is probably the most important exercise this dog will ever learn.
Here.
In a situation where, and you've heard me say this in the videotapes, a dog's only thinking about what he's looking at. So if he's looking at you, he's not looking at the scary dog behind him or the traffic or whatever that emotional trigger is that gets him to be overworked and aroused. Make sense? So when you go here, bump, 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 and he lines around and turns up and looks at you, you know you have it. Okay? Until that time comes, what you want to do is teach him there is no accommodating you. You accommodate me. Okay? Like that. Out. Leave it.
I totally get that. I have no awareness that I'm not doing it. It's
People, the funny thing is when you watch the videotape, you start picking up on it. Yep.
Like I thought I did. Okay.
That's okay. It's no problem.
That's just
Okay.
interesting.